Alright YouTube, it is the Bad Nerd, and I am back with a ranking video. So I fought now with the MCU's fourth phase now concluded with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and the shorts and the series and specials on Disney Plus now wrapped up. I thought now would be a good time to rank up the MCU's fourth phase. So I'm doing separate lists for this because, well, it was hard ranking up the movies and the Disney Plus shows and specials. I just thought do separate lists of them. So first of all, I'm going to rank up the MCU's movies from Phase 4. And this is all the start of the Multiverse Saga. So I'm not going to be including the, Infinity Saga, which were the first three phases. No, I'm going to rank up from Phase 4, from WandaVision to Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. So, excuse me, here are the movies I've got ranked up. So coming in at number 7, it is Eternals. Now, I thought this was a good one. Not brilliant. I like that it pushed some boundaries, like the MCU movie having its first ever sex scene and its first openly gay characters and all that stuff. And it had potential to be good, but I feel that it was on for a lot longer than it needed to be, and there was too much backstory and flashbacks involved with the movie. But I like that it tried something different with the characters and stuff, with the Eternals and stuff, but yeah, it just, I think it could have been a bit better. Also, I went in blind because I had no knowledge of the Eternals. Because I've never read the comics or done my research on them. Sometimes I like to go in surprised and not know anything. And coming in at number 6 is Black Widow. Now, I like this movie a lot. I just feel it took them too long to do this movie. And I don't mean because of its year delay because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, people were thinking, like myself, why didn't they do this movie sooner? Taking place between Captain America Civil War and Infinity War, Avengers, I just thought it was an average movie. It was entertaining, it was actiony, I enjoyed watching it, Scarlett Johansson, just brilliant, introducing some new characters as well, like Red Guardian and Yelena. And we got more to see from that character played by Florence Pugh. But, yeah, it was good. It was good enough. Coming in at number 5 is Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I like that this introduced us to our first ever martial arts movie of the MCU and how it brought the real Mandarin into this. I like the action sequences. I like the light comedy from Ben Kingsley's, Trevor Slattery, who we see come back since Iron Man 3. I like that we got to see Abomination and Wong, and, great second entry to the fourth phase, and it was a fun action movie. And I look forward to seeing whatever they got next for this movie. If it's, I think they are doing sequels to it. Coming in at number 4 is Thor, Love and Thunder. So Thor, the first Avenger to get a fourth movie in the MCU. And, again, directed by Taika Waititi, also co-starring in it as Korg even more this time. We got Jane Foster returning, Natalie Portman. We got some good action, we got some good comedy, and I loved it. But I do feel that there were moments in there that were a bit too silly. I love that we got a good soundtrack from, good music in this movie. We had a brief, moment with the Guardians of the Galaxy that featured in this one. And I had a blast watching it. And it was nice to see Thor again, in the MCU. Christian Bale played a great villain, Gore the God Butcher. I feel that they didn't focus on him too much. He didn't have a lot of screen time, but they made it work. But I thought there were movies on this that were way more interesting. So coming in at number 3 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I love this one because it finally took us into the multiverse. We got to see horror elements in there. We got to see a zombie Doctor Strange. We got to see some new and old characters. I did not see that coming, where Scarlet Witch was like the antagonist for this one and was the cause of all of it. But Elizabeth Olsen, she was brilliant playing that character. She can pull it off, good and bad. You know, Benedict Wong as Wong was great too. I loved America Chavez, how they brought her into it. I love Sam Raimi did direct it, but I love the Bruce Campbell cameo we got, because this wasn't Sam Raimi's first go at Marvel. You know, he did the SpiderMan trilogy, as you should know. But yeah, it was a fun movie, multiverses, seeing different Doctor Stranges. And also, we got to see the Illuminati that did some good fan service, like John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. We got Patrick Stewart back as Charles Xavier. Yeah, like I say, it was a fun, popcorn flick, and I very much enjoyed it and how it went to dark elements. So, my number 2 pick for the MCU is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Now, of course, we all know the story. We all know about Chadwick Boseman's passing and how it was sad and unfortunate. This movie was greatly affected by that, but I loved how they paid tribute to Chadwick Boseman and his character T'Challa. And I loved how, we got to see Namor at last, and he was a mutant. And we got to see, some action. We got to see an underworld kingdom. We got to see good visuals. We got a new Black Panther. It was just a fun movie, and it was an emotional roller coaster too. I was just blown away by it. I mean, yeah, it did take a little longer for us to see the full Black Panther in new, but I enjoyed watching it. It was a good 2.5 hours, but it didn't feel that long. So yeah. And my number 1 movie for the MCU's 4th phase is SpiderMan No Way Home. This one did great fan service. We got to see, villains from the classics. We got to see Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Lizard, Electro. We got to see old Spider-Man like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield reprise their roles. And I really love that they did this, because it made the other franchises in the Spider-Man movies canon, that they're taking place in different universes. This is probably one of the best Spider-Man movies that have ever been made. And, Doctor Strange was a good supporting character in this. They even re-released it and added extra scenes in there, so we had more than just one cameo from Daredevil, Matt Murdock. It was just, wow. I enjoyed it, and the whole thing with Peter Parker, the world not knowing who he is, it's unfortunate, but we still have a Spider-Man, and they announced 3 more movies with, Tom Holland, so I look forward to seeing whatever they got next, but, yeah, so awesome. Such a great Spider-Man movie, and, brilliant. How they got all the old cast back from the previous movies to reprise their roles. So, that is the movies. Now for the TV shows and specials, the Disney Plus shows. So there are 11 in total, and I'm including the specials in this. And there are 11. So coming in at number 11, it is She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. Now I love the Hulk. The Hulk is my favorite Marvel hero, and I love that we got to see Mark Ruffalo return, how it filled in some loose ends, like how he's human, how his arm is healed and stuff. And Tatiana Maslany is great as She-Hulk, and I like that we got Tim Roth back as Abomination, how he tied in with Shang Chi. And I love that we got to see Daredevil return with his whole new, golden suit, and getting us ready for his upcoming Disney Plus revival show. But a lot of this movie was just trash. It really was. I mean, I like Tatiana Maslany. She's a great actress. I love the fourth wall breaks. But that last episode where she literally goes beyond breaking the fourth wall and crashes through Disney Plus, and what the hell was all that about? I mean, I was like, okay, this is just crazy now. But I love that we got to see Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo return as Hulk, and him introducing his son Scar. It was a good finale, but the rest of the series is just, I gotta admit, a little slow, sometimes a little too stupid, but yeah. We gotta start somewhere. It was hard to put it at the bottom, but there you go. Coming in at number 10, it is I Am Groot. So this was a series of shorts of Groot, taking place between Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We see Baby Groot having his own little adventures, when he's alone. We do get Rocket Raccoon in the last short, and these are great shorts. They're an easy sit through. And yeah, Vin Diesel was great playing Groot. All him saying was, I am Groot, and we got to see little baby Groot again do more things solo. Next up, number 9, it is Hawkeye. This was a great festive treat, because it took place during the holidays. Jeremy Renner, finally getting a lead in a Marvel project. And we got to see introductions to Kate Bishop, we got to see the return of Yelena, we got to see Vincent D'Onofrio return as the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. And it was a good finale, it was a good opening, it was a good series. Great, 6 episodes. And, very holiday themed. And I did enjoy watching it. But there are so many others that were greater. And my number 8 spot is WandaVision. The beginning of the 4th phase. During our second lockdown at the beginning of 2021, Disney Plus finally premiered WandaVision, which was a little complicated. It was hard to understand, but I stayed on watching it, and it started to make more sense the more I watched it. I love that we had all these themes of like sitcom settings, what Wanda did to this town and stuff, the Hex. And basically you get where she's coming from. She's in pain, and at the end of this whole ordeal, she loses everything. And I get where she's coming from with this, why she wants this life that she could never have, and why she went bad in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But I enjoyed the season. I like that we got Paul Bettany back as Vision, and he's not entirely dead. We have White Vision, who is out there somewhere, and I think we'll see him again in Phase 5. But WandaVision, it was a good series. Coming in at number 7, it is Ms. Marvel. This one is getting us ready for the Marvels, which we'll be seeing again. We got a good cameo from Brie Larson. We got our first ever Muslim superhero in this, and her discovering her powers, and this definitely confirmed that mutants are in the MCU, and we will be seeing more of them. And the young actress they had as Ms. Marvel, she was fantastic, and it was a good coming of age series. I love the Easter eggs and the callbacks we got to the Avengers. It was fun. Coming in at number 6, it is Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac, playing the title character, and we see him have like a whole multiple personality disorder, which I thought in some moments were comedic, but it introduced us to other gods in the MCU, the Egyptian gods. And I like that. We got to see Egyptian gods, we got to see, Moon Knight, we got some good visuals here and there, some good storytelling. Ethan Hawke was a good antagonist for this, but there were other things afoot. It was a fun, series. And I really hope we see more of this again. I mean, I don't know, there's, people have mentioned, I don't know, it's up in the air if they're going to do another season, but up to now, this is just a one series thing, and like I say, I enjoyed watching it. I love the Moon Knight costume, and how he wasn't like, how they actually added fantasy in this, because in the comics, he's not like that at all. He's a mortal man with multiple DID. Number 5 is What If Season 1. I enjoyed this series. It was a good anthology series. It was animated, but it explored, what if, different universes, with the Watcher, voiced by Jeffrey Wright. He, were our guide, and he showed us alternate universes where things played out differently. I love the what ifs. They were very entertaining. My favorite one has probably got to be what if Thor was an only child, what if zombies, which they're doing a follow-on with that, I think. And, what if T'Challa was Star-Lord, and again, it was dedicated to Chadwick Boseman, who sadly passed away, as you know, but he managed to record a voice performance in this before his passing. It was a fun series. Coming in at number 4 is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, basically, following Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, where Bucky Barnes is trying to, fit into the modern world. He's free from the Winter Soldier sleeper agent, and Sam Wilson doesn't feel worthy of being Captain America. But throughout the series, he does learn. He does, excuse me. He does learn, and he takes on the mantle of Captain America. I thought this was a fun action series, and how it set things in motion for Thunderbolts, how it set things in motion for another Captain America movie, which we will be getting, with Anthony Mackie as, the new Captain America. I loved his Captain America suit as well, with the wings and stuff. We now need to see Bucky become, White Wolf. This was a fun 6-part series, and I enjoyed this one too. So coming in at number 3, it is Loki Season 1. So the only MCU Disney Plus show that was from the start confirmed to have a second season, and I think we might be getting it in 2023. Tom Hiddleston was great, following Loki from the events of the Avengers, seeing him get caught up with the TVA, and him coming across many variants, and introducing us to the next phase, the next saga's big bad, Kang the Conqueror, and, how this set things in motion for the Multiverse Saga, because we got so much more of that to come. Phase 4, 5, and 6 of the Multiverse Saga, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. We saw one variant of Kang, and he was the Kang that was holding back all the variants worse than him, and we're going to see more of them. We're going to see another variant in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which will kick off Phase 5 in the movies anyway. But Loki Season 1, I enjoyed it. Owen Wilson was great too in his performance. It was a fun series, and I really look forward to what they got for Season 2, especially with the cliffhanger they left on there. Okay, 2 left, and these 2 are specials, and the first one is Werewolf by Night at number 2. Werewolf by Night. This was a nice Halloween treat. I love that it introduced other creatures to the MCU, particularly werewolves. And I love the werewolf effect we got on this too. It was classic, it was like the Wolfman, it paid homage to all those classic horror movies from the past. And, I love that the black and white cinematography we got throughout the movie, the short, how then it went into color. I like that we got Man-Thing introduced to this, and Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night. It was just a fun Halloween special, which I couldn't get enough of, and I really enjoyed it. And number 1, it is obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I liked how short and sweet this was, how it didn't feature an antagonist, how it had some good holiday cheer vibes, and kind of taught me that the greatest gift you can ever get at Christmas is family and love, and your love in return to them. It was heartwarming, it was moving, and it was a nice Christmas treat. And I very much enjoyed it. So there you go. There is my ranking of all the movies and all the Disney Plus series and specials throughout the MCU's 4th phase. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what, Phase 5 is going to give us. So far, I know we're going to get Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's going to be a blast. and I look forward to seeing what we're gonna get in the 5th phase. So there you go. There is my rankings of all the MCU's movies and Disney Plus content, all ranked up from the MCU's 4th phase. So there you go. There is my rankings. Let me know, do you agree with my list? How would you rank these? So yeah, I've been the Bat Nerd, and this has been my MCU Phase 4 rankings. So until next time, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you around. So until next time, Bat Nerd out.